You are now listening to Timebite, hosted by me, Stephen Clark. Hope you enjoy the podcast. Hey there, everybody. It's your boy, Steve. Once again, for episode 98 of Timebite. For a little retrospective, going back to the year 1998. That was a year. That was quite the year. You know, because it was 1998 and a lot happened that year. But today I am with someone for the 98th episode who's really cool. Her content is really just as awesome as well because she's a homestuck like me. And she knows who the boy is. You know, if you guys are long listeners of the podcast, you guys know that Equus is the boy. And this person knows who the boy is. So today I am joined with Geekerybunny from Instagram. What's up?
Hi.
How?
My pronouns are actually they, them.
Sorry.
No problem. No worries.
So they really like Homestuck a lot. Man, that's gonna get hard to get used to. But I'm gonna get used to it. So they really love Homestuck because they really like Equus and Vriska. Vriska is Days. Man, that sounds weird when I say days. It sounds like days, like days in. but no, I mean you do a lot of different cosplays and they're all amazing. Can you? I guess the first logical question would start with where did it all start?
Oh boy. Well, my first cosplay was actually the Undertaker from Black Butler, and that was for Halloween 2014. And then I didn't cosplay for a whole year after that. And then summer of 2015, I started getting into Homestuck. And then for Halloween 2015, I cosplayed Vriska. And I just did her first because she's my patron troll. Like, I'm a Scorpio, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do Vriska. And then I just never stopped after that, I guess.
You're like, there's Vriska. Vriska's awesome. I'm gonna cosplay her, and I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, I actually, that Halloween, I was originally gonna do a fan troll, but I was so frustrated because I could not settle on a design for my fan troll, so I was basically like, screw it, I'm just gonna do Vriska.
Were you like me in the beginning, where it's like you thought it was like a Halloween thing, you didn't know cosplay existed, and then
I mean, I guess I knew cosplay was like a thing, but I never figured, oh, this is gonna be a thing that I'm gonna be into. I was just like, this is cool, I'm so excited to do my favorite characters. And I think the thing was that was also around the time that I got Instagram and I started seeing people cosplaying, and I was like, oh, you can do this all the time.
It's not just for Halloween anymore.
Yeah.
I when I got into cosplay, that was 2015. 2015 was the year I figured it out, because in the past, I didn't know cosplay was a real thing. I really thought it was a Halloween only thing, just to get up in costume and not do it all times of the year. And
yeah,
and I did Tarma from Metal Slug, and then I did Slash from Guns N' Roses. and, and then when I figured out about the convention scene, I was like, it made me think about those past costumes I did, and then I was like, oh, people do this all the time. Well, I could do it too. So
Yeah.
it's so that's when I started doing. So that's when I did. Let me air quote Marshall Lee from Adventure Time. It's bad. It's bad. I attempted to make it. But like what was your like how was your first cosplay like? Like how was it like for you? Like did it look anything like the character, or were you like, oh, this is terrible?
It was okay. I think I did a really good job with the horns. I actually ended up selling the horns to my friend eventually. And I got like the official shirt, like the Vriska shirt with the robot arm from We Love Fine, but I got it a size too small, so it was always like I still have it, but it's a little small. The thing is though, for the body paint, I got Halloween store body paint.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't remember if I sealed it actually. I might not have. But yeah, it was really bad. It was like patchy and like had a bluish tint. And I wore these like weird pants that I have for some reason. Like I don't know why I wore these pants. Like they were really oddly patterned, and I don't know why that's what I chose. I was like, yes, Vriska would wear this.
They look like yoga. They look like yoga pants.
Yeah, probably.
Like what? Like, but like, is Vriska your second cosplay or your first cosplay?
My second, because the Undertaker was my first.
Yeah, but was your Undertaker cosplay you're proud of, or was that, or do you not look anything like him?
I think it was really decent. It's definitely not like the level that I'm at now, especially with the makeup, because he's got like these scars and stuff, and mine did not look realistic at all. But his like overcoat thing was really well done, but that's because my dad made it for me. But and he has these like, gosh, I haven't been into Black Butler for so long, but he has these like chains that I don't know what they're called, but it's like, I don't know, it has something, it's like pictures or like mementos or something inside them. And I just found some like random like gold bead sort of things that I had laying around, and I used those, and it was really bad. The wig was really awful too. It was a Halloween store wig, and I still have it and I still use it, but it's still an awful wig. Like it will never be combed.
Oh man, I'm sorry about No, but
yeah, it was decent though for a first cosplay. I think it was pretty good, because I've seen like some other people's first cosplays, and it's like, ooh. That's not to say that I'm like better than anyone or something. I think I just got lucky in that it was a fairly easy cosplay to not like botch completely.
No, like you could just see John hanging out in the corner of your room, just doing the okay thing with his hand when he sees it.
Yeah.
So I'm up on the record that I love that you cosplay all my favorite characters in Homestuck, and I love it. But before we go back on the Homestuck train, I gotta ask, where did your username come from? Where does Geekerybunny come from?
Well, the bunny part actually comes from, do you remember the app Palringo at all?
What's it called again?
Palringo.
Power Ringo?
Yeah.
Never heard of it until you brought it up right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, it was this like group messaging platform. I don't know. I always thought it was like really popular, but now when I talk about it, like almost no one knows what I'm talking about. So I guess it wasn't as popular as I thought. But I was in a lot of like role play groups on there. I did like X-Men, Percy Jackson, Hunger Games, and then so I was in this one Hunger Games role play, and my character had died, and I was too lazy to make a new one immediately so I could rejoin the role play. So instead, I was like, I'm just gonna be this bunny that's in the arena,
Bunnies.
and it was this huge thing. The bunny ended up like making friends with like several of the tributes, and it turned out it could also like spit acid, and the tributes would like feed it berries and stuff. And anyway, I started just to become known as Bunny. So that's where the bunny comes from. And then Geekery was something I just came up with. But I got Minecraft for the first time a few years ago, or several years ago. I don't know anymore. And I was like, well, I can't just be Bunny, because first of all, that's obviously taken. And then secondly, that's kind of stupid just to be Bunny. But so I was like, okay, I need to add something, and I just came up with Geekery. So that's just been my username on like everything since then.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I saw Geekerybunny, I was like, did she mean Greekerybunny? Or because I thought like I'm not one to assume anything, but I'm saying like but I thought like, is she Greek? And so she wanted to avoid the Greek part by making it Geekery?
No, not Greek.
But no, that's what I thought, and that's what I assumed. But now that I know, I know.
Yeah.
But it's a cool username. I like it.
Thanks.
My username doesn't have that much of a epic backstory, but mine's fairly simple. But
yeah.
But what made you like? Obviously, I know why you cosplayed Vriska, because she was like Halloween lover, gonna cosplay her. But how that turned to like Equus and then into Terezi, was that just like natural, or was it just like I like these characters, I'm cosplaying them?
Well, I guess it depends. Like sometimes I'm like, I love this character, I'm gonna cosplay them, and so then I'll like get all the stuff for them, and or make all the stuff for them. And I think that's kind of happened with Terezi, because I remember I specifically got a wig for her, and I went out and I made her shirt and her glasses and her horns and everything, and I got the dragon like boxer shorts on We Love Fine and everything. But then for other characters, it's just been like I'll realize, oh, I have like a lot of stuff laying around that could be used for them. And that's what happened with Equius, because I had originally gotten his wig for Veronica from the Heathers.
That sounds like
and I was like, maybe I should do Equius, because I also have like a black tank top. And if you notice in my Equius picture, it doesn't have his symbol on it, because I actually use that black tank top for a lot of other characters too, like Pfeffery and Mina, who I know wears a t-shirt, but I do her with a tank top. But so he's one of the ones that I was just like, I had stuff laying around. And then of course I had to make his horns, but that was about it. Everything else I had, because I already had the Nepeta gloves from when I did Trickster Nepeta. So
I have those gloves, but except they have Equus' symbol on them.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not going to buy another pair of gloves, so I'm just going to use Nepeta's gloves, and everyone's going to have to deal with it.
No, I mean, like when you said Veronica from the Heathers, that sounds so Valley Girlish. Is that you crazy? like what kind of, like, is that a show or is that a movie or?
It's a cult classic movie from the 80s, I think. Oh God, I'm so bad at decades. I'm gonna get this wrong. I'm Yeah, you'll have to look that up to see if I've totally botched it. But it's like a cult classic movie that was eventually turned into a musical.
No, it's fine. I mean, like I'll probably look it up and be like, yeah, she's right, or he's there, right? I mean, they're right. Sorry, sorry about that.
Very good.
Um, but like, what? I mean, but like, who? Like, how many how many friends have you made in the cosplay community like since you started cosplaying? Like, have you made like so many friends?
Oh gosh, I most of my friends are in from the cosplay community now because I don't keep up with a lot of my friends from high school or my previous university, and I don't even have that many friends from my current university, considering I've only got to be on campus for like a month and a half before we all got sent home. So, but I have dozens of friends from the cosplay community, and not all of them are like super close friends, but like I'm constantly talking to them.
No, because if your Instagram story says anything, I mean, like, I you posted a thing on there just recently saying that of course you're from the Illinois area too, but you also went to like Virginia and overseas one time, and you went to a lot through school.
Well, I haven't been to Virginia, but I was at college in Mississippi for 2 years. But I didn't like go to any conventions or anything there. I do have one friend, cosplay friend, who lives in Mississippi, but I actually met her at a Chicago convention. And then my new university's in Colorado, but I was only there for a month and a half before we got sent home. And then I studied abroad last summer in Vietnam, because I have family there, and I speak a little bit. But so I was like, okay, I need to go here. So I have friends from that, but I don't think any of them cosplay.
I mean, it's funny how you met someone in Mississippi who cosplays, but they came here, but you met them here, but they live
Yeah,
there.
that was actually at my first convention at Connaught Delete 2015. She had come there, and then she actually had won like the beginners cosplay contest thing, so she got to come back for free the next year, or at Anime Midwest or something. And she's been to a few Chicago cons, but then she had to stop going because they couldn't afford it anymore.
No, that sucks. But you guys are still friends. You guys talk all the time. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, we talk sometimes, not like all the time anymore, but we're still friends.
So, do you think I ever ran into you at a convention? Do you think ever? Like, you probably don't even remember, or I probably don't even remember either. But do you think we ever ran into each other?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't generally like talk to people I don't know unless I'm just like asking for a picture. You might have. I don't know if you go to panels, but I do a Homestuck panel at every Connaught Delete and Anime Midwest, so you might have seen that.
Yeah, we probably saw each other in passing, but this is before we knew each other, so it probably would have been so we probably were just like Homestuck, cool, and then you're like, and then you probably saw me and said like, don't know the character, cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Have you ever been to the Homestuck Shenanigans panels?
I never had, but I heard a lot about
them. Yeah, those ones are mine. So if you ever see those ones, you'll see me.
Geekerybunny does shenanigans. I see that it's like very shenanigy.
Yeah, I've also done like, oh, I did an Undertale panel one year when it was like really big. Um, I've done panels from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. Um, yeah, I've done panels from Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, and uh, I think I did one from Miraculous Ladybug once. And I do a lot of musical panels, and then the LGBT panels are mine also.
You keep busy. You really do keep busy.
Yeah, at the last con I did 10 panels and meetups, and I just about died. It was far too much.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say you don't let the grass settle under your feet for too long.
What does that mean?
Like you don't let the grass grow under your feet. Like you always keep going. You don't let the grass grow.
Oh, I see. I've never heard that.
You never heard that analogy? No.
No, but it makes sense.
Yeah, no, because I did another podcast like a few days ago, and they brought that up, and I was like, oh, I know that makes sense. I never heard that terminology in a long time. But
Yeah.
but
So I eventually I was like, all right, this is too much. So I've set myself on a limit for like submitting 7 panels this time, and then I might be in a few others. Like I've got a few other my friends are hosting a few other panels that I might be in, and then of course I might be in yours if I can make it. But I'm like, that's it. I'm not hosting 10 panels and meetups ever again. That was too much.
Oh man, oh man, some promotion time. Okay, so no I'm kidding. Yeah, Geekerybunny here may be in my panel if the convention even happens. Let's see if it happens.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I really hope so. I'm gonna be so sad if it doesn't, because I already missed last Anime Midwest because I was in Vietnam. And I had a really cool. I had some cool panels lined up for this con, so I'm gonna be super upset if it doesn't happen.
Yeah, because I was gonna bring up to you too, because I wanted to tell this to you as well, but like I signed up for 2 panels this year. That's a new high for me. But I'm gonna be doing the Cyber Timebite panel again for the 3rd time, and then I'm gonna be doing Anime Family Feud.
I want to do a Homestuck Family Feud panel so bad, but I can't get enough people to take the survey so I can actually have like the answers to the survey question. Like I think I've only got 20 responses, but I need like at least 50, and then I can multiply the answers by 2, or I would really prefer to have at least 100, but I've only got like 20.
Because the idea of mine is that in mine I'm gonna have Homestuck versus My Hero Academia in the first one. And the gimmick is that every time if for example Homestuck wins, then Homestuck's going to the next one, so it would be Homestuck versus like Bleach. Then if like Bleach wins, then it's gonna be like Bleach versus like One Piece, like that. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like a running thing like that. and you're and you could be involved, and like I said, you could be involved if you like. You could be Friska, Terezi, Equus, I don't care. And it's nothing against you wanting to do it yourself, because I know you want to do it yourself really bad, like Homestuck edition, but I feel like that you being a part of this, you would love it. So like, what's your favorite cosplay that you do? Like your favorite one?
Oh gosh. I don't know. um, I think my most the one that I'm most comfortable being is maybe Terezi because I'm just really proud of that one. And I think she's really good. Um, I think the one I don't that might change though because I made a Spinel cosplay for last convention and it's like the most work I've put into any cosplay ever, and I think she turned out really good. And I'm still working on like improving her, so we'll see how that goes. From Steven Universe, I didn't say that. Spinel from Steven Universe.
My universe.
But then I also really like jokey cosplays because I like wearing them to conventions because it's so funny seeing everyone's reactions. Like one time I did a Sans Undertale, but it was literally just like a wig head standing on top of my head inside like a sweater. And
yeah.
And then of course I've done like the Shale Imp from Homestuck, which is like half serious, half like jokey. Like I've definitely put like zero effort into it. It's just stuff I had lying around, but you get a lot of like, oh my gosh, it's so cool. Like I've never seen that. So I don't know. I like doing those kind of like silly cosplays.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I did another like wig head one actually at this last convention. I did Doc Scratch, which is literally just like the back of the white wig head inside like a green sweater.
Yeah. I love it. I swear I do. Oh man.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Who do you look up to in cosplay? Like who you look up to?
Oh gosh. I don't. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I really look up to anyone. I mostly just do my own thing. I don't know. I do not have an answer for you.
Yeah, because I asked that because I thought because before you got into cosplay, you're usually like, well, for me, it was just more like a natural like I sort of did this in the past, but I didn't really know what it was called, and then I finally figured out what it was called, so I started doing it more. So that was like my sort of story, but like I thought there'd be like a story like oh, I saw like this person cosplay my favorite character on my favorite fandom, and they inspired me so much that I wanted to do it too. You know, something like that.
No, it was more like my one of my friends who was like the first person. They were my friend before I started reading Homestuck, and then when I started reading it, it turns out that they were also into it. And they told me about Con Alt Delete 2015, and I was like, well, this is so cool. Like I've seen like stuff about like anime cons and stuff, but I've never been to one. And I like it'd be so cool. I've never been to one, and the tickets were super cheap too back then. Like I feel like they get more expensive every year, but they were really cheap. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this. And I was originally just gonna cosplay like one person on Saturday or something. And then I ended up, I submitted a panel and got it accepted. And then I was in 2 other panels. And I was like, okay, I actually need to like cosplay for this. So I started like putting together cosplays and stuff. And by the time the con rolled around, I had like 10 different characters or like versions of characters like in my lineup.
Because no, it started with a Saturday, and then that Saturday turned to Friday, that Friday turned to Sunday.
Yeah.
And then that weekend turned to 10. Oh man. Yeah, that's more effort that you put in than I did for my when I started. I mean, like this is gonna sound embarrassing for as long as I've been into it, but I only cosplayed 2 people so far. I'm only now just working on my 3rd.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I started doing I've been doing my OC all these years. Marshall Lee was my first one that I never went back to. And and I'm working on a character. I don't know if you know this person off. You probably know him from Instagram, but there's this user called 192+98, and she made.
Yeah, I've seen their username around.
Yeah, she made a fan comic that she didn't release to the public. Like that she made, but she made a character in there that I'm gonna cosplay from it. So that's gonna be fun. So like so before cosplay came into your life in your childhood, basically, did you think you had a good childhood? Do you think that back in your childhood days you were like, yeah, this is cool, I watched all these shows were awesome, stuff like that? Do you think you had a pretty awesome childhood?
I don't know. I don't know how to answer that.
No, were you like a kid that like woke up every Saturday morning, ate your cereal in front of your TV, and watched like, I don't know, like Nickelodeon Guts or something?
I don't think so. I think I was mostly doing homework.
Homework and stuff. I know, that's fine. I mean, like, that's cool. What's your favorite convention then? Your favorite convention?
Well, I've only ever been to Con Delete and Anime Midwest. And I like that at Anime Midwest, because it's bigger, you get a lot bigger crowds, like for panels and stuff. I don't like that you have to walk back and forth between the hotel and the convention center, though. Like, it's too much walking at Anime Midwest. And they both had, like, organizational problems and, like, problems with the staff. So, like, I'm not gonna, like, recommend and say, like, these are my favorite, like, these are the best, because they're the only ones I've been to. But, yeah.
No, it's fine, because if I could recommend some, you've never been to C2E2, right?
No.
Check that one out. If it's a bigger convention, it's bigger than like Midwest and Con Delete put together. It's a huge convention. It's basically the San Diego, New York Comic Con for us. So if you like that, so if you're into big crowds like that, that's for you.
When is it?
It's usually in March.
Oof. Yeah. No. Assuming all the quarantine stuff is over, would be back in Colorado for university.
Well, I mean, it's usually around like April, March time. That's when it usually happens. And then DaishoCon, that's in November, before Thanksgiving in the Wisconsin Dells, and I recommend that one, but I don't know if you would be in university at that time.
Yeah, I would be in Colorado for both of those. That's generally why I only do Anime Midwest and Con Delete, because they're during like breaks when university, when I can get back to Chicago. But also just because I run so many panels and stuff. And then also like just being able to afford driving back and getting tickets and all the stuff that comes with going to a con. I feel like I can only do like 2 a year.
You never been to a convention down in Colorado from all the time you spend down there for college?
No, I've only been there for a month and a half.
I'm pretty sure down the line when this whole thing's over and quarantine's over and you gotta go back to Colorado for college, I'm pretty sure you'll be like, Colorado Comic Con? Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I know they have some. It's just I don't know about doing them like during the school year, because I tend to have a lot of stuff going on. I tend to take like 20 plus credit hours a semester. And then I also have like shows and concerts and stuff that I have to rehearse for.
Oh, you're a band student.
Uh, Theater with a dance minor. So we have dance concerts.
You do. You're a dancer too. That has a dancing degree and all that stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm a theater and math double major with a dance minor.
That's really cool. So, like, what made you want to do that? Was it like a were you raised in it? Were you when you were growing up? Was it something that like piqued your interest, or was it like I want to try this and you tried it and you ended up loving it?
Um, so I've done theater since fourth grade, and I've done dance since I was like 3 or 4 years old. So like it's always been a part of my life. But I was never one of those people who like took like three different dance classes and then was also like on company, which is like the dancers who are like at the so what's it called, the studio, like every day of the week and like have to audition to like be in certain pieces. I usually just took like one or two classes, and then for theater shows I just did like one or two a year. Like I was never in like a drama class in high school or anything, and I didn't generally do the plays. I just did the musicals until like senior year. I did the play one time. And then I was originally going to major in architectural engineering. And then like May of my senior year of high school, I was like, is this what I want to do? Like, what makes me happy? And it was theater. So I was like, all right, I'm changing my major.
You're a theater kid then?
Yeah. I still really love math though, which is why math is my second major. Math is like my for fun major.
If you were gonna go on math on me right now, do you ever see that meme on the internet of the people's face and then the math equations start flying crossing across?
Yes,
That's
I love that meme so much.
that's me when you start talking all this confusing stuff. But no, do you that since you're into like math and theater, do you like how do I say this? Do you mathematically do you mathematically is like not assume things, but like calculate things like you're dancing, like you mathematically know that it's gonna end up this way or whatever, or do you keep them separate?
I don't know. I do not know. I really couldn't tell you because I know there's all those like personality tests or whatever, and it's like, do you think more like logically or creatively? And I'm like, I don't know, both.
From this interview so far, you sound like a very smart person, and you know what you're doing, and you know that you're gonna do whatever you put your mind to. So when you do dance, you're gonna dance.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you're like running with your dream and wanted to be in the theater and wanted to. On the side, do you consider dancing on the side thing, or do you consider it like just as high as the theater stuff?
I would say dancing is like supplemental, because with theater, obviously you have like shows and like straight plays and like performances and like all this other stuff, and like there's like stage management and costumes and stuff, which I mean you also have to do for dance shows, but it's not part of my dance minor. Like my dance minor is all technique classes and then like history classes, like dance history. But I also, I guess because I was never one of, like I've done dance for almost 20 years, but I was never, like I said, one of those ones who did it like all the time nonstop. So like I'm definitely not like top tier dancer. It's just something that I like to do. And if I can learn something from it to add to my theater degree, like that's just a benefit, I guess.
Did did you meet anyone? Do you meet anyone that you know now in the cosplay world through your theater or dance stuff?
Um, well, one of my friends at my old university who was in the theater department with me is, or actually two of them are into Homestuck, but I don't generally see them doing a lot of cosplay. I just know they're into Homestuck. Um, and then one of my friends at my new university in Colorado is a huge Homestuck cosplayer. Like they probably know more about Homestuck than like everyone I know combined. Like they know like every single detail about Homestuck. But they weren't in my degree. They were my roommate.
How funny is that? You're roommating with the Homestuck encyclopedia, pretty much.
It was crazy. I was like, I thought I knew like Homestuck stuff, and like, I mean, I definitely did not think I knew like everything about Homestuck. Because my memory is not the greatest, so I'm constantly forgetting things. But they could tell you like everything. Like they could literally tell you what page number like certain conversations happened on. It was crazy.
That is. I don't even know all the page numbers. I don't even know how many page numbers there are in Homestuck.
But yeah, I could not tell you. What is it, like 7,000 something?
Probably. I'm only in the intermission right now. But no, I mean, like I'm pretty sure if you said like yeah, on this page Vriska like tripped over a rock and said something wrong, then they'd be like, no, Vriska did nothing wrong. Because that's a meme. Vriska did nothing wrong.
Oh God, I met one of those on Omegle Stuck this weekend, just going around telling everyone that Vriska did nothing wrong, and I was like, excuse
me. I would feel like you'd be the one like abiding by that because you cosplay Astro Vriska, and I thought you would be like, yeah, I know.
Oh God, no. No, Vriska is a huge bitch and did so much wrong.
That's the first time the B word ever been thrown out on this podcast.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to swear?
No. It's fine. It's fine. But I'm just like, whoa! First time on the podcast.
Oh, sorry. Do I get a prize?
Well, you get the prize of being the biggest Vriska lover and knowledger right there. No, I just find it funny. No, but how whatchamacallit, do you think that that Homestuck is still alive and well, even though there's the Homestuck Friend Sim and High Swap and Homestuck 2 and all that? Do you think it's still alive and well, or do you think it's dying a little bit because of how people treat it?
I thought it was dying a little bit, but like just over this past weekend, I've seen like so much content from everyone, and like I met so many people on Omegle Stuck. Like it's evidently alive and well. Maybe not as like huge as it was at the height of its existence, but there's definitely still a lot of people like reading it and cosplaying it and stuff. Like I actually met a couple people on Omegle Stuck who were like, yeah, I like just started reading Homestuck like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, what? There's still people getting into it like right now. Like I never think about that, but apparently it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it's a word of mouth. I think that's what Hussey always wanted. Like Hussey, like, because this is the cool part. You never see this. Like like when Homestuck came out, it from what I heard, it came out when I was in high school, and that was 2011. And I was like, I never even knew it existed back then. Like, I didn't even know Homestuck was a real logistic thing back then. But supposedly it was. But I think this is what Hussey was trying to do. I think he was trying to be like, I'm not going to advertise this like crazy. I'm going to have word to mouth. And so...
Yeah, no, there was never any advertising. It was never, like, connected to anything else. It was always just, like, you had to hear about it from somebody, which is so cool.
Yeah, I think that's... I mean, it's just like, like Skype. When Skype started up, it was word of mouth. When Skype became a thing for the very first time, like, they never advertised it. There was never commercials for it. Like, nothing. Like literally, it was...
Oh, yeah. I guess I never did see, like, advertisements or anything for Skype. I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's like when because I watched it. I don't know if you know this YouTuber, but they're called Company Man, and they literally do YouTube videos on, like, the history of companies and why they're rising and why they're falling. And they did one on Skype, and literally when Skype came out, it was literally given to someone, and then it was basically word for mouth ever since then.
Wow.
I feel like that's how Homestuck is. That's how Hussey always wanted it.
Imagine creating something so amazing that word of mouth gets it, like, as far as Homestuck and Skype.
That's what I feel like this podcast is like. Like, because yes, I do live events. Yes, I have a Facebook page, and yes, I talk about it on my Twitter, and I push the spork like no other. But I feel like it's, for all that, it's still word of mouth. And the people who only really know about are the people I had on the podcast for all these past 97 episodes, including you at 98. If I never had you come on the podcast, I'm pretty sure you would, like, if I never told you about this podcast, or I never asked you if you wanted to come on or anything, you probably had never even heard of this podcast.
Yeah, maybe not.
But I am trying my best, like, myself, for, I don't know if I consider it a brand. I don't think it's really a brand, as it is just, a podcast, but, like, it'd be really cool to get this podcast places, and so it can be a little bit more in the word of mouth than it is now, which is hardly
Yeah.
Is when it comes to your work, I mean, like, do you think it's the same way if you word of mouth and how people learn about your stuff, or are you, because of somewhat on the shy level that you are of how you are, like, talking with people and only taking photos with them, or do you think the panels really push your cosplays forward?
I think I tend to get a lot of followers after cons, because I give out my Instagram after panels, and then also if someone stops to take a picture of me and then they post it on Instagram, like, someone who knows me will be like, hey, that's Geekerybunny, and then I get tagged, and then from there more people have seen my content. And then I do use a lot of, like, tags sometimes. Sometimes I post stuff with just no tags because I'm like, whatever, I'm just putting it up. But the last few things I've posted, I've put a bunch of tags on them, so I guess I get some attention from that. Especially, I got TikTok a month ago too, and I've gotten a lot of followers from, like, on TikTok, just from, I guess, maybe using popular sounds, maybe, or putting tags on them.
Is there ever been anyone that came up to that you ever saw at a convention or in real life or practically any situation? Like, has there anyone that had been like, oh my god, it's Geekerybunny, and they
Oh my gosh, actually, yeah, it's so crazy, but it happens. At conventions, it hasn't happened, like, anywhere other than conventions, but it's happened a couple times at conventions. Someone will come up to me and be like, oh my gosh, I follow you on Instagram, and I'm like, what? Like, that's so what's even crazier is like how anyone could possibly recognize me, because I do so many different cosplays and I don't actually post my cosplays like all that often. Like my Instagram page is very sporadic, and kind of just me throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks. But yeah, it happens.
Has there anyone asked for your autograph? Like
No, I haven't gotten asked for autographs, but I have gotten asked for pictures. And generally, when you see someone in a really cool cosplay at a con, when someone asks for pictures, or when you ask for pictures, it's just of the cosplay itself, because that's what you're admiring. But when someone recognizes me from Instagram, they'll occasionally ask for a picture with me. So then someone will take a picture of them with me, which is a slightly different concept, which is kind of interesting to me too.
Yeah, because like there's no one in this world who has ever saw me and went like, oh my gosh, the nostalgia vamp and the guy from Cyber Timebite, and I'm like, what? That has never happened to me. But I did. But something did cool happen with me in 2015 at my first convention. You're gonna love this. I probably recited the story many times on this podcast, but pretty much what happened was that when I was Marshall Lee, it wasn't working. I was wearing a Homestuck shirt, and I unbuttoned the shirt, and I had that shirt under there, and I was wearing that, and then like, you know, a Nepeta, a Roxy, a Dave Strider, and basically a group of Homestucks and Steven Universe cosplayers were walking by me, and they were like, and the Nepeta sees me, and she sees my shirt, and she goes like, oh my god, and she runs up to me, and she starts bowing down to me, and she goes like, I love your shirt, can I take a photo with you? And so I did, and that was funny. I never had that happen to me since, but that was like, I love this. I love conventions. Anything like that happened to you, or anything similar to that happened to you?
I've gotten a few, like, it's like, it happens more with certain cosplays. Like, it happened a lot with my Spinel this past con. People would be like, oh my gosh, it's Spinel, and then run over and ask to take a picture. And it happened a lot when I did Equius to a con, I think because not a lot of people do Equius. So it's like a rare thing, and they're like, oh my gosh, someone's doing it. Oh, I want a picture. But with more common ones, or more like ones that aren't super like flashy, like I feel like Spinel is really flashy because she's got like a lot going on, but like someone like Jeremy from Be More Chill might not get as much attention because it's literally just like a shirt and a sweater, and then I use my own hair and it's done. But yeah,
I feel like Frisco would get you a lot of attention, because I feel like people would be like, hey, it's Frisco, you.
Honestly, do not remember. When was the last time I did Vriska to a con? I know I did Vriska to CAD 2015, but I don't know if I did her to any other conventions after that. I'd have to double check.
No, next con that we're at together, I totally want to meet up with you. I don't care if it's Vriska, Trezzy, or Equus. If you're the boy, then that's a 100% yes. I'm taking a photo with you. But if you come as the R2, I'll totally take a photo with you and be like, hey man, you're awesome. I mean, because I really like your cosplays. Honestly, you do a great job. They're really amazing. You worked hard all these years on them. So I mean, like, I'm pretty sure they're top of the notch for you. And and they're a lot better than mine. So.
Yeah, I'm taking a makeup class this semester, so I've like learned so much from that, and you can like really see the difference in like my most recent cosplays versus what I've done in the past, which is like zero contouring, like zero like anything. Literally just slap on some gray snaz, maybe do eyebrows or lips, and then I'm like, all right, cool, we're done here.
Gray snaz.
But now I feel like I know so much more, and so I'm putting it into my cosplays, which also makes them take forever to get into now, though.
No, I have, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have a funny.
But I would recommend anyone who does cosplay to take a makeup class at some point, because it has helped me so much. Even if you think you know makeup, take a makeup class.
Like, even if you know you don't know, do it.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something to learn from a makeup class, because we go over like so many different things.
I actually have a funny story with Snazaroo. So get this. All right, so Content Delete last year, I went there. You probably were there too, but I didn't see you. But I was there, and I was doing Eculus for the very first time ever in my life, and I didn't have great paint, and I still don't. And here's the reason why: because I went to Amazon to buy gray Snazaroo, just gray Snazaroo. That's all I needed, and so I went on there, I bought it, and do you know what they sent me?
What?
Yellow Snazaroo with a gray sticker on it.
What?
Yeah, the sticker said gray, like colored gray Snazaroo, and the paint was yellow.
Oh my god, did you get like a refund or something?
No, I went to the website and I clicked, I got the wrong item, and for me to reship it, and I had enough, and this is when I had enough time for them to send me a new one and for them to redeem themselves, and so I did that, and do you know what they sent me back?
What?
The same thing.
Oh my god, what?
So now I have 2 yellows with 2 stickers that say light gray on them.
So they're just like mislabeled, or?
Yeah, they're mislabeled. They're both. I have 2.
God.
So I have 2 yellow Snazaroos in my closet right now that I haven't touched since.
For it to happen twice? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. Like, I gotta get Mefron. Mefron's a better solution. I figured out anyway.
Yeah, I recently ordered a Meron cream blend stick because it's been recommended to me by a lot of people, and I'm still using the same gray snaz I got in 2015, and it's almost out. And Snazaroo takes way too long to put on, and it's super see-through. Like, your skin shows through way too easily. So I was like, all right, I need to try something new. So a lot of people recommended Meron. So we'll see how that goes. That should be coming in the next few months. But it's essentially like a glue stick. So I'm like, cool, easy application. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I borrowed because what happened was that after that happened, I was screwed, and so I went to Content Delete paintless, and so I had to borrow my friend Ancient Constellations stick.
Oh yeah, I know them.
What's that?
I know them. I've seen their username around.
Yeah, I had to borrow her stick of Mefron. Or, I'm probably saying it wrong. It's probably not Mefron, but you know what I mean. I had to borrow their gray stick, and so it's basically like, like you said, it's basically a glue stick. You're just spreading it on your face using a sponge and spreading it around.
Yeah. So like, how long does that take you to like cover your whole face?
My face? My God. It felt like it took forever because I did the first one on both my cheeks, and then I rubbed it around, and then I did like 100 times on my face until I felt satisfied with it, and I still feel like I did a poor job because because I got a good comparison. There's a picture of me with There's a picture with me with 19 Troopers 98, Ancient Constellation, Serpent's Breakdown, and TIFF 93 KD all together. And the picture of me has the face paint on, and if you look at me and you look at Serpent's breakdown, my job looks terrible compared to hers. You you should like.
Well, I think Serpent's breakdown gray is slightly darker than what most other people use. So I've noticed that their gray tends to be a little darker than everyone else's.
Well, I mean, Serpent does an amazing job when it comes to painting.
Yeah, well, they also use Meron though.
I mean, your gray up job's better than mine.
Thanks. I actually, I used my snaz for Pfeffery this past week, but then when I did Equius, I was like, I'm so sick of snaz. I know that I have to like use up this last bit, but I just do not want to today. So instead, I used from my Ben Nye kit that I got for my makeup class. I did a bunch of mixing of the white and the black. And I mixed a bunch, and then I used it, and I was like, I ran out before I was even done with my face, and I was like, great, I have to mix more and get it to be like the same shade. So I did that, and then I didn't have enough for my neck, and I had to mix it like 2 more times.
It's like, no, I mean, like, you could have done human stuff, but you went all the way.
Yeah, I was like, it was ridiculous because I kept running out and I was like, are you kidding me? I have to mix this again.
Like, again and again and again.
Yeah, because it's like, and I don't know, I don't think it's like visible in the photos, but it was all like the slightest bit different shades of gray because I had to keep remixing it. But yeah.
I mean, did you are you proud of your Equius? Because I mean, it's a different Equius than I know of, because yours is like more curly hair. The Equius I know of, it's like more straight hair and more like.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anyone else do Equius with curly hair. And I was like considering, like before I got into it, because I couldn't find my wig because it's like on this one shelf, and like my wigs were in like 3 different places in my room. But I was like, I couldn't find it. So I was like, okay, so what do I do now? And I have a long straight wig, and I was like, I could use this. And I was like about to use that, and then I found my curly one, and I was like, nah, I'm gonna do curly.
I have a Equius wig. I bought one off of Amazon. I literally bought the snazaroo and the wig in the same order, but the snazaroo is the one that got wrong, but the wig they got right. and my mom had to cut it for me because it was way too long at first. And
yeah, I almost did the long hair, and I was like, I might leave like 2 strands to like frame the face, and then put the rest of it up into like a ponytail, because I've seen like other people do that before, and I think it looks cool. So I was like, I might do that, and then I didn't.
I can actually do Equius's voice. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
It's like, so I gotta say that you even do me very good. I never saw me ever in my life be portrayed as much as you humans portray me. You guys do me pretty well. You know.
I did Equius for a panel one time. I was supposed to do Terezi, but then I think I couldn't find her wig or something. So I switched it to Equius like the day of the con. And then every time I had the microphone, I would like stop and like breathe really heavily into it and then say whatever I wanted to say.
so
I'd have the microphone and I'd be like, welcome to our panel.
I love it.
Yeah, the video of that panel is up on the Internal Damnation Cosplay YouTube. I don't remember which year that was. I think it was, oh gosh. Well, it was not this past Con Alt Delete, and it wasn't the past Anime Midwest because I wasn't there. So it was either, I think it was either, oh, wait, no, oh gosh, I can't remember. It was Anime Midwest or CAD 2018, I believe, and it was part two. Because sometimes we do two Homestuck Shenanigans panels, and that one was part two. I remember.
What's Internal Damnation Cosplay? That kind of sounds like Queen's Rife Guns and Operation Mindcrime.
What? Internal Damnation Cosplay is the cosplay group that I head, and we do a bunch of CMVs and panels. So we also have an Instagram page.
Oh, you're in a cosplay group?
Yeah, I started it back in 2016, I think. Yeah, because that was after my first con, and then I'm pretty sure we filmed our first CMV not too long after that, in like February or March or something, because then we uploaded our first video on 4/13, I believe.
So are you guys, is Internal Damnation Cosplay still a thing, or are you guys on a hiatus right now because you're in school and quarantine and whatever?
Well, I guess we never really officially like go on hiatus. I just uploaded a bunch of panel videos like 2 weeks ago because I had been super backed up and had not uploaded panel videos for a few years. And that's on me. But yeah, we haven't worked on a CMV since the fall, and we haven't really been posting a lot, but we don't generally post like a whole lot. So we might be posting a bit more soon, but we'll see.
So do you film panels? Like, are you the one filming panels?
No, generally we have one of our friends in the audience film, or I have my
your what?
My partner.
Oh, because I was gonna say, like, hey, I'm kind of looking for a camera guy to film my panels, and it'd be really helpful if, yeah, and such. No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, no, we just asked one of the people we know who happens to be in the audience.
I should have done that. Like, for my Con Alt Delete panel, my second ever Cyber Timebite panel was the best one I ever did, but I never made on video. And I was like, dang it. Well, I guess if all this works out and the panel and the convention and the panel happens and I get my panel, I'll be like, hey, Geekery, do you mind filming this? Or, having someone that we know film this?
Yeah, maybe.
What's that?
I said, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, so, what's your favorite panel you ever done? Like, out of all the panels you've done?
Oh, gosh. Well, I guess the most fun is always Homestuck Shenanigans, and I'm super proud of that one because, like I said, I started it at Con Alt Delete 2015, but it's just gotten better and better every time. So that one's always super fun. I also really love our musical panels we do. We do a lot of like Broadway sing-along panels, and those are always super fun, singing with everyone. And then, of course, LGBT is such an important special panel to me because it's literally just like a Q&A about LGBT topics. And sometimes it can get like rather emotional because we've had people like come out to their families like during the panel and, just stuff like that. So that one's always super like special.
Yeah, that sounds like a great way to send a message for people who, because here's the, I don't mean to get, I'm not trying to get all political or whatever, but I'm not a political person at all, but I'm saying, like, people just need to realize that it's 2020, everyone. The world, I mean, like, everyone can be what they want to be. You know, there's no certain way to do things anymore. You know,
Yeah.
Gender wise, I mean, like, I could be whatever I want to be. You could be whatever you want to be. Like, anyone can be whatever they want to be, and I'm fine with that. It's just people. There's just some people who can't understand, and then there's people who take it too far, and then there's, like, you know, the world's crazy in 2020, nonetheless.
Mm-hmm.
And your panel seems like you see. I've never been to that panel because I'm personally not, you know, LGBTQ or however you say it. I'm not I don't put myself in that kind of group, but I appreciate what you do for the people who do run that course, and I respect what you do for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, we welcome allies as well, because sometimes we field questions from allies who maybe don't understand something about the community, so then they want a safe space to ask about it, where they won't be, like, judged for not knowing, you know, everything there is to know. So, yeah, mostly just, like you said, making, like, a welcoming space, and then also fielding questions. But yeah, we don't film that one because there's a lot of, like, personal, private stuff happening in it, so that one doesn't get filmed. But yeah.
I can see at the Homestuck sing along panel, just like someone coming up like, "Come on, Geekery," like, "All by myself."
I actually was part of a Homestuck sing along panel once, as Terezi. So
there, speaking of that, there's actually I wasn't part of it, but I saw at Dice Show that there was a karaoke panel, and I'm guessing that's how this Homestuck sing along panel is, like, where you have a screen and people choose a song, and then people basically do karaoke in front of all the panelists or whatever.
No, actually, it was. So I didn't run this one; I was just part of it. But the person who ran it got a bunch of different Homestuck cosplayers, and then made a playlist of, like, well-known Homestuck songs, and then the whole audience was, like, allowed to sing along, but whoever was cosplaying, like, that character had the microphone. And then at the end, I think we did "You Can't Fight the Homestuck."
Obviously, because that's
Yeah.
that's like the song. Like, beer, 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 beer. If I start playing it, I'm going to start singing it. I know.
Yeah.
No, but how about Kirklicious?
Oh gosh.
Was that?
Probably. I don't remember what the whole playlist was. There were some Femi C songs on there too. They had me do 2 songs. One of them was the Femi C song. I do not remember what the other one was. I know they did "Tough to Be on Top," which is the, like, Aridin Fefri one that was taken from The Road to El Dorado.
I don't know
other songs.
Can you imagine the Road to El Dorado? It's called the Road to El Nino. and literally is there journey to El Nino. I love that. Oh man. Man, we've been going for an hour and 14 minutes. I'm loving this conversation. You liking this conversation?
Yeah, but I do have to go soon.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to take up your time then.
No, it's okay. But yeah, I do have to get going.
Yeah, so I'll do one last thing I want to ask before we do outros. Is there anything you want to ask me, just out of curiosity, before we end this episode?
Oh gosh. I figure if I have any questions, I'll DM you. But I'm very, very bad at coming up with questions on the spot.
No, it's all right. If you don't have anything, that's fine. That's what I would ask.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so if that's it then. Thank you everyone for listening to episode 98 of Cyber Timebite. You can follow me on Facebook at Cyber Timebite. Follow me on Twitter at NostalgiaVant. Make sure to buy the merchandise at redbubble.com under Crash Steven Gear, where even you know the spork is the most powerful of them all. Don't forget, because spork and stuff. How about you? Where can people find Geekerybunny at?
You can find Geekerybunny on Instagram and TikTok, and then you can find my cosplay group, Internal Damnation Cosplay. That's internal, not eternal, on Instagram and YouTube.
Sounds pretty awesome. Sounds pretty cool. Make sure to check those out. Make sure to buy my Spork t-shirt, because when you get knighted with the Spork, you just lived all goals. So for me and for Geekerybunny over here, I hope all of you have a fantastic day. Have a good one.